Along Speed Weeks comes down to this, the two duels to find out who will make the field for the Crown Royal 300. Hello everyone and welcome to the Daytona International Speedway for the running of the GoDaddy Duels in the Crown Royal Truck Series. 30 drivers in this duel, 29 in the second, and always we got a lot of open trucks that are going to have to race their way in. But looking at this, it is an SBR lockout so far. On pole day qualifying, Brady Burkhart set the fastest time by almost 2/10 faster than teammate Ryan Butcher. The team put it in full qualifying trim, a very fast truck for that 99 team. We'll see how he'll do in this duel. As long as he can make the run to the end of the race and cross that line, he will be starting on pole. Alongside him in this duel, though, is Logan Cloud, the number 91, now driven on Pedal to Metal Racing by Cloud, who has been on 3 different teams the last 3 seasons. The 91 looking to get it done. Maxwell 5 moves from Ford Performance Racing. He'll pick up the 16 left by Ryan Butcher, who moves to SBR. Sebastian Kukulon maintains at Rockstar Energy Racing, bought out by from Red Bull. Alex Benyako takes over the 83. He starts 5th. Alex Peters moves up to Zachary Racing in the GoDaddy Motorsports merger. He drives that GoDaddy truck. He sits 6th. Jay Jefferson, the Clash winner, 7th. Carter Friesen moves to Diego Yepes Incorporated, driving the truck that Diego won the title with last season. He starts this one in 8th. Paul Jackson, 9th, and Tip Foster, 10th. Diego Yepes in the move to Shepherd Racing that has been talked about a lot this offseason. He starts 11th. Some speed in that truck. Not what he would have had in DYI. But now we start with the open trucks. Anderson, Reed, and Anjado do not have a charter for this team. The charters went to the 3 existing Anjado drivers. Reed will have to race his way in to the Crown Royal 300. Kev Shearer, a fantastic performance for Impala. He puts himself 5th fastest out of all the open trucks. He will start this race from the 13th spot. Johnny Zod makes his return. He'll start 14th. Behind Zod, though, you got Alex Kraft in the 36th, a Schauber Racing Team part-time entry. No sponsors yet. They're still working on that for the Crown Royal 300, so if he makes the race, he should be able to get some sponsors there. But Peter Onjak will be sitting behind his old rival, Johnny Zod. Peter is into the show. But now the big group of trucks back here, most of them are open and will have to race their way in. Larry Hagan for Texas Star Racing. He has his teammate Eli Bright to the outside of him. Jesse Turner, the defending Valvoline 200 winner, he starts right there in that 29. Ethan Head in the 17 as well. He starts in 20th for Mercedes. 21st, Colton Lane. 22nd, Stephen Wallace Jr. 23rd, Caleb Henderson. 24th, Dale Cole Jr. Zachary Fitzwater is locked in with a charter. He starts, though, 25th. And 26th is Blake Maurice. 27th, Joseph Strigley in his own number 63, moving to GMC this season after he bought a Chevy truck last season. And Casey Mears for the new Kamikaze Motorsports truck. He's 28th. In 29th is the 01. That is Anthony Lehman. And 30th, brand new team, Rogers Racing, comes into this with Ricky Freeman Jr. 16 drivers are going to have to fight for 6 spots in this race. Those open drivers all looking to try to make the Crown Royal 300. These duels are going to be exciting. It's 20 laps with 30 drivers. Let's go ahead down trackside for the first commands of the day here in the GoDaddy Duels at Daytona.
Drivers, start your engines. Is that okay?
With that, the engines are fired. Brady Burkhart, and that's Shade Burkhart Racing, number 99. It's Dairy Queen for the duels. It will be Mountain Dew for the actual Crown Royal 300. He is ready to get going, but Logan Cloud, he has a top truck. Ryan Butcher, 16 of Maxwell 5, he has a top truck. Jay Jefferson has shown he's been able to win it. He won the Clash from being about mid-pack coming up to the final few laps there. A lot of teams, though, a lot of fresh faces, a lot of drivers looking to make the Crown Royal 300. It is a 20-lap event. Only the top 6 open trucks advance. The qualifying speeds do not matter. Your run at lap 10 does not matter. It all matters where you finish this race. A good portion of these drivers fighting just to get some better starting spots for the Crown Royal 300, but we're coming on down. 20 laps, 30 drivers, 16 of the field. The half of the field is open. Green flag is in the air. Burkhart and Cloud lead us down, and we're racing a great jump for Brady Burkhart. And the 30 trucks, they roll down the front straightaway for the first time this year. The package a little bit more a little bit more engine power in these trucks. Logan Cloud now with Sebastian Kukulon. That's not Sebastian Kukulon. That's actually Gatlin Downey. So I've just mistaken that the entire time. But Downey is in the 19. Kukulon must be in the next duel. Logan Cloud, though, will have the push from Gatlin Downey down the back straightaway. They're trying to make it. Further back, you see the guys, those open trucks, trying to make some lines work. But we're 2x2 into turn number 3. Maxwell Fye looking to the inside. He has Burkhart and Alex Benyako. That is an SBR sandwich that he is in right now as they rush off of turn 4. Tip Foster shoved all the way up the track as Anderson Reed forces his way up on that outside line. Peter Onjak now stuck in the middle, but it will be Brady Burkhart, your pole winner for the Crown Royal 300. He leads lap number 1. Maxwell Fye now all over the back of him as they abandon Alex Benyako to the bottom. The helicopter cam will be used a lot to see these draft trains. Now Jay Jefferson shoved up the track. Here comes the inaugural Crown Royal 300 winner. In the number 77, that was Paul Jackson back in season number 1 of the CRTS. Tip Foster in that 40 truck. One thing to point out, he's already to the back, was hung up on the outside. I think Peter said, get that, let's not cost any damage to that truck, get to the back, ride it around, and that's what he's going to do. Now Faye gets dumped up to the outside. Cloud looks to the bottom, and now Alex Benyako. It's an SBR 1-2 with Burkhart and Benyako out in front. Now Cloud and Faye trying to make a move. Right now as they run, now Benyako jumps to the inside. He's going to have the run on Burkhart, looking for this race lead in the SBR 83 Toyota. If Benyako could win this one, it could be an SBR 1-2-3. Now Cloud jumps to the inside of him. 3 wide, a couple rows deep up front. They're getting aggressive early. Look at Kev Shearer, Alex Kraft, Anderson Reed, Larry Hagan. Those are 4 trucks right there that have to race their way in. They're working this inside line with Yepes and Jackson as now Cloud goes up to the middle. Now Jackson looking for the move on the bottom, trying to get pushed from his old team owner, Diego Yepes, and there they go into turn number 3. 3x3 up front, much more spread out behind. Ethan Head in that 17 for Mercedes. He's trying to make it work. Of course, he is not driving for the Mercedes Autosport entry. He's driving a Mercedes truck, one of only 2 in the field. Both Mercedes trucks in this field. There you see Season 1 Crown Royal Truck Series champion Blake Maurice. He's back at the 29th position, and Ricky Freeman Jr. in that 98 sits 30th. But Paul Jackson, now your new race leader. He goes over Logan Cloud. Here comes Jay Jefferson into 3rd. And look at Kev Shearer. He is right now, as they run, the top open truck in the grid, up inside the top 6, up inside the top 10 actually. He's making a move now. Logan Cloud ducks to the inside on Paul Jackson looking for the lead, but what a run for Impala Racing and Kev Shearer right now. There you see Alex Kraft for Sauber Racing Team. He's right behind them. Anderson Reed, that would be the 3rd highest open entry as they run. Larry Hagan would be sitting in 4th. Colton Lane 5th. And there's the battle for 6th. Ethan Head versus Caleb Henderson. Head's actually going to clear Colton Lane off the corner, and Head puts himself into the show as they run. Burkhart's actually going to get up, kind of scrape the wall through the tri-oval. That's going to shake it up a little bit as Cloud now goes to the inside. He has Jefferson and Yepes pushing him as they go into turn number 1. 5 laps through this event already. Logan Cloud looking for the race lead. Now you got Alex Kraft. He's on the inside. Kev Shearer was booted up to the outside line. That might not be too bad, but it might not be too good either. Jefferson, he won the clash earlier this Speed Weeks. Now he's up inside 2nd. He's been running up front all race long already. Alex Benyako now shoved 3 wide as the field still starting to spread out as they go. Alex Kraft, though, in this 36 unsponsored Sauber Racing Team entry. They're hoping to get a sponsor after this, but if they can race their way into the show, it's doing great for him. He's up into 4th. You got Anderson Reed right behind him, another Dodge Ram in the mix as well. Kev Shearer in that 07 now to the middle line, and then further back Larry Hagan and Ethan Head trying to make it work. As they run right now, Alex Kraft is the first driver of the open trucks out in front. Now Anderson Reed moves to 2nd. Behind them, the 3rd one would be Kev Shearer. It looks like 4th goes right now to Larry Hagan, and there's the battle. 5th, 6th, and on back. Ethan Head, Caleb Henderson, Colton Lane, Dale Cole Jr. They're all pushing back here. Behind Head and Cole Jr., it looks like there might have been an issue. Anthony Lehman might have held him up. Eli Bright, he does have a charter for that team. He is in the brand new truck, though, so that's why he's a bit further back. But Ricky Freeman Jr., Casey Mears, Joseph Strigley, Anthony Lehman, Blake Maurice, and Eli Bright kind of falling off of the pack. There you see Johnny Zod, Stephen Wallace Jr. fighting as well. There comes Tip Foster. Up front now, Jay Jefferson in the 48 making a move as they go. Anderson Reed in the 41 trying to get up there and get behind Jay's. That 48 now carries off the corner. 2 and 3 wide. This pack of trucks is heavy right now here at Daytona. Now Reed's going to go up, try to pick up Alex Kraft. Gatlin Downey, Maxwell 5, Peter Onjak pushing that inside line, but Jay Jefferson in the 48. He is now out in front here in the first of the 2 GoDaddy duels. Anderson Reed, a very strong big track driver coming off of a win at Indianapolis in the JROC. He's now fighting hard, but it looks like a little bit slow off the corner. He's going to drop to the 3rd spot. Alex Kraft now working that outside line with Paul Jackson, but Logan Cloud clears back into 2nd. He's going to make a move back to the inside of Jay Jefferson. Pack's now about 2 by 2 all the way through this field. Anderson Reed, Alex Kraft starting to fight for that 3rd spot. Maxwell fine. Now here comes Peter Onjak. He was back in the middle early on. Now he's moving his way back up. Onjado has not had the best Crown Royal Truck Series campaigns. Only 1 career win. That is Tib Foster at Mosport last season. But Peter looking to change that this year in that Menards 44. They have Menards sponsorship the whole season. Further back, the battle starting to brew. That's Caleb Henderson, Dale Cole Jr., Larry Hagan, Ethan Head, Kev Shearer. They're all in that mix. Logan Cloud now really starting to pull away up front with that pedal-to-metal racing GMC power. Paul Jackson, I think, bounces off the wall a little bit. We are still clean and green so far. That 2nd pack is caught back up to the 1st. That's Blake Maurice, Eli Bright, Joseph Strigley. They're fighting on up. Johnny Zod's dropping to the back. Paul Jackson holding up the outside line as they go. But now Logan Cloud up in front. Jay Jefferson chasing him down in that 48 in 2nd. Battle for 3rd being Gatlin Downey, Maxwell Fye, Anderson Reed, Peter Onjak. But what a run. Look at the BK Racing entry. That 26 was not scheduled for the show, but Toyota forced their hand, and now he's up inside trying to race his way into the show against Anderson Reed, Alex Kraft. Tib Foster's back up here in that 40. Maybe that strategy was playing off well. Now you got Downey trying to attack Jay Jefferson and Logan Cloud. He will not be able to get that as Cloud continues to lead. 10 of 20 we are on right now, just getting over halfway next time by. Now you got the top 5 getting single filed out as Peter Onjak dips in line. Alex Benyako and Dale Cole Jr. Now Cole sits as the first open truck in the grid. He's up in 7th. A great run there he's showing today. Further back, you got Yepes. Now Ethan Head forcing his way in. Anderson Reed goes top to bottom and blocks Head's run. Now Jefferson tucks in back behind Logan Cloud. Gatlin Downey trying to get the momentum in the 19, and he will. Dale Cole Jr. now very wide. Tib Foster dumps him and goes up, making his move towards the front with Onjado. Now he's going to slide up, try to get behind Peter as he throws the block on Dale Cole Jr. Now Peter ducks to the bottom. They're all racing hard behind race leader Logan Cloud. Jay Jefferson, Maxwell Fye, and Cloud have pretty much been up front this entire thing, as well as Downey. And Downey now has the push from Peter Onjak looking for the race lead. 1 truck very slow. That is the Rogers Racing 98, a very late entry to the Truck Series season, and they're looking to make the full schedule. They have a sponsor, but it declined from being on the dual truck just in case they did not make the show, and does not look like they will. Anthony Lehman for the 01 team, a brand new truck. He's dropped to the back. Colton Lane as well is back here. There you see Johnny Zod. There's the 27. Stephen Wallace Jr. is a North Border Motorsports team. That team is allied with Texas Star Race, or not Texas Star Racing, Diego Yepes Incorporated. Casey Mears, Joseph Strigley, Blake Maurice, they're fighting at the back, trying to catch on back up. You got Caleb Henderson, Kev Shearer, now Dale Cole Jr. all in the mix as Logan Cloud continues to lead this one. Peter Onjak now looking to the inside of the 19. That's Gatlin Downey. Now Peter trying to get that momentum from Jay Jefferson, push their way to the front. Here comes Anderson Reed. He's back into 6th. Onjado trying to get themselves up in this race. Ethan Head in the 17 is being pushed by Brady Burkhart. You got Alex Kraft pushing them as well. So Ethan Head trying to make the show for Outside Line Sim Racing. They move from Chevy now to Mercedes this season as one of the 2 Mercedes teams here. Gatlin Downey on that outside line starting to really drop back, but the thing about the inside line, you stack too many cars up, one little checkup will definitely screw you over. The inside line, definitely not the best place on the track, but will work most of the time. Now you got Downey and Fay working together. Now you got a bunch of guys making moves back there. Brady up to the top. Now Kraft jumps back low. We'll get an update here on the open trucks as now Peter Onjak all over the back of Logan Cloud up front as they try to 2-car tango away. Anderson Reed leads the open trucks. Now you got Ethan Head. He sits second in that 17. Alex Kraft is the third open truck in line. There he is. Now Caleb Henderson into the show, and Blake Maurice actually got the Mercedes 18 up here. Here comes Kev Shearer, though, in the 07. He moves himself into fifth, and Blake Maurice sixth. Now you got Joseph Strigley, Dale Cole Jr., Casey Mears. They're all fighting back here for that transfer spot. We'll hopefully be able to keep an eye on that as this race progresses. Now Ben Yako dives to the inside of Onjak. Not going to get there. Logan Cloud in the race leading this 91, though, trying to hang on as they're looking to try to draft train right under him. Not going to happen. Peter will be the one on the outside of that train. Anderson Reed up here. He's trying to run strong. I think that's Peter's bigger worry right now. Instead of Peter winning this race, he just wants Reed in the show. Right now, Reed is Ethan Head, though. We just got to talk about this 17 team. Outside Line Sim Racing came in last season, and it was just a train wreck. John Dilks started off the season missing Daytona. They moved over to the 17 truck and got him in there since he was the full-time driver, and it just went downhill from there. Losing teams, losing drivers, having to sell off equipment. Larry Hagan was the big opportunity for Outside Line Sim Racing last season. They lost him to Texas Star Racing. So Ethan now full-time in the 17 after an injury at the beginning of last season took him out for most of the season. They are back here and right now running inside the top 10, looking to make the Crown Royal 300. It's a great opportunity for them. Alex Kraft at that 36. Looking further back, Kev Shearer for Impala. If they can make this race, what a performance that would be, especially for this young Impala team. With Chevy leaving the CRTS and MDCS, they are still here running the old Chevrolets. They are just trying to hang on. And Blake Maurice in this 18, 5 laps to go in the GoDaddy Duel. The first one, he's now right now up inside the race. Alex Benyako has taken the lead away from with a push by Anderson Reed, but now you got the 18, the 04. Here comes Casey Mears in that 90 trying to make the show. What a performance it would be if he was able to make the show in this CRTS truck, an old one from Auto. Now you got Stephen Wallace Jr. They are trying to run the full season with North Border Motorsports. Right now he is not in the show, as the last driver in, I believe, is Caleb Henderson. As they run, though, Jesse Turner has dropped back, Johnny Zod, as well as Larry Hagan. Hagan, though, he might have some help from Eli if Eli will go with him. Doesn't look like Eli's going to go with them. I don't know what JJ will think about that. Dale Cole Jr. was up here. He's in the back. Now Paul Jackson could be starting last in this race. And Ricky Freeman Jr. has lost the draft. His day pretty much over. Anderson Reed, though, fighting now. Logan Cloud in that 91 trying to hang on. He moves back into second as Reed hangs on in third. Jefferson and Onjak pushing up. Ethan Head is on the outside line. You see most of the field starting to kind of single file out. Here comes Cloud back to the inside. These guys are racing for the win. Whoever wins this will start third in the show unless Brady does win this, but Brady's fallen pretty far back, pretty strong. Logan Cloud back to the race lead. We have 3 laps to go this time by. Inside line starting to dissolve. Alex Kraft jumps up. Anderson Reed now trying to get some push from Downey as Maxwell Fye tried to get all the way underneath him. Jefferson clears himself back into third. Onjak trying to hang on the outside with Gatlin Downey, Alex Kraft. And now Ethan Head pulling that 17 up on the outside. Kev Shearer as well. They're all racing hard, coming around. 3 laps to go. It is all Logan Cloud in the race lead. Alex Benyako clearing to second. Jefferson third as the field goes 3 wide. Anderson Reed now might go through the sucker hole of the middle here. But Diego Yepes went up, tried to get him some draft. Now Alex Kraft, where will he go? Will he go with Gatlin Downey to the very outside? Zachary Fitzwater, he spun himself in qualifying and had a very slow performance. He's now fighting his way back up. You got Kev Shearer up here still. Ethan Head, he scraped the wall, and that's going to drop him out of the show as Casey Mears, Stephen Wallace Jr. go around him. He's going to have to fight his way back in, fight and claw back into the show. As they go, though, Anderson Reed on the outside there. Now Cloud has Jefferson down to the bottom with Fye and Onjak. That is the battle for the race win. Fye looks to the very bottom, trying to get a run on both of them. That'll be 3 wide for the second position. 2 to go in the GoDaddy Duels. Alex Benyako leads, trying to get an SBR sweep up front. Anderson Reed, though, he's trying to hang on up front. If he can make the show, that'll be big for Andrade. They have to hope he can race his way in or qualify his way in every week. Kev Shearer sits second out of the open trucks. Further back, though, the Mercedes 18, he sits third. Casey Mears is up to fourth of the open trucks. Fifth, Alex Kraft. Sixth, Jesse Turner. There is the cutoff, and it's a mass of open trucks behind. Alex Kraft now starting to drop back on the outside for Sauber Racing. Ethan Head's out of it. Stephen Wallace is out of it. Now Joseph Strigley's trying to make it in that 63. Maxwell Fye up in second. Anderson Reed's been shuffled out of line, but they're still fighting up front. Jesse Turner, though, I believe he just gave Kraft that spot. White flag is in the air. We're watching the race for the win, but also the race for the cutoff. Who's going to make the show? Who will not? Now, Alex Benyako up front, trying to get that third starting spot for SBR, but the 16 of Maxwell Fye, a huge push from Peter Onjak. They look to the bottom. Now Fye goes back up, trying to get that draft on the 83. Will he make the move? Yes, he will. Onjak, does he go with him? No, he does not. Jefferson does not. Reed is up there in the 41. It's going to be side-by-side, a drag race coming off of 4 for the race win. Fye on the inside, Benyako on the outside. Jefferson slides up. Now Fye and Benyako. It's going to be a drag race coming to the line. Coming down. Who will start third in the show? Alex Benyako on the outside just makes it in. And Anderson Reed, he is into the show as well. A great performance for them. Blake Maurice has driven Mercedes Autosport into the show, as well as Kev Shearer for Impala. Casey Mears puts himself in as the 4th truck. Alex Kraft comes home 5th. And Jesse Turner in the 29 for Ditech Motorsports brings it home 6th. Johnny Zod comes up short. Strigley short. Hagan is out. Ethan Head had a great performance. He's out of the show. Anthony Lehman, Stephen Wallace Jr., Caleb Henderson, Dale Cole Jr., Colton Lane, who must have had an issue in the 14, and Ricky Freeman Jr. in the Rogers Racing 98. They are all out. Alex Benyako will start 3rd for Shade Burkhart Racing, and that'll be a 1-2-3 for the SBR team in their duels. A great performance by Alex Benyako at the end. Maxwell Fye gave it everything. Jefferson just was not there. Anderson Reed gets to race his way in, and Anj Auto can sleep happy. All 4 of their trucks are in the show. A lot of heartbreak, a lot of racing still left, though, as we have duel number 2. We will go ahead, get you guys out there for the second race. One duel down, one more to go. We are live at the second duel of the weekend with the driver who starts 2nd in the Crown Royal 300. That will be Ryan Butcher, as long as the truck makes it to the end. Alongside him, though, is Carson Bowers, a driver in this field who now has no teammates. Reed, Foster, and Onjak just raced their way in, as well as Casey Mears into the show. Bowers is locked in, but still has to try to get a good starting spot. All of the Anj Auto drivers actually were running inside the top 10 of their duel. Austin Murray sits 3rd, an ex-Anj Auto driver, now moving to Mid-South Automotive. The driver behind him, Matty Porta, this is his old truck, and now both people are in Dodges. Austin Murray and Mid-South moved to Dodge, and now they have one of the top trucks in the garage, looking to put themselves into victory lane today in the duel. Riley Spurleytube, though, what would it mean to him and the fans to see him go to victory lane here, even in the Crown Royal 300, his first race back since his injury last season at Indianapolis testing. Porta starts 5th in the move to Sauber Racing Team to join up with the F1 team merge into the NSDCA. Sebastian Kukulon, who I thought was Gatlin Downey last time, he is the AT&T truck this weekend. He starts 6th. Zachary DeLello and Jose Perez, 2 drivers who got their first career wins in the last 2 races of last season. They start 7th and 8th. And DJ Curtis in the move to Diego Yepes Incorporated after an outstanding 2 wins as a rookie last season. He starts in 9th. John Dilks, the second fastest open truck of the weekend. He starts in 10th, and he's going to try to race his way in. That is the Toyota Racing Development number 61. Nicky Morris moves up to the trucks, but Matthew Brown for Smart Motorsports, the team who thought they tried to get into the Crown Royal Truck Series and be a top team last season, shut down midway through. Now they are back with GMC. Matthew Brown will start 12th. Jake Galloway, the defending Mountain Dew Custom Series champion, 13th, and Dusty Neal, 14th. Gibson, 15th, and that is Cody Goforth in 16th. Nathan Stapleton moves to another full-time ride with Mid-South Automotive in 17th. But behind them, there is Alex Fletcher in the 06 for Harmon Benning Peterson, another one of the open trucks. In this field, there are only 13 open trucks for 29 cars, meaning less than half the field is open, so we won't be having maybe as chaotic racing as we did. Mark Silas for Fitzwater Australia Racing makes that full-time effort, and Kalen Nosler moves to Ford Performance Racing. Shepherd Racing part-time entry, Mike Cook in the 89. He drove for this team last season in the 89, now relegated to a part-time entry, but full-time Mountain Dew Custom Series. Alongside him, Christian Vargas for A-Straw. Austin Johnson in the 0-2, but there is Logan Bradley. He's in a backup truck after a crash in qualifying, as well as Matthew Eves, a driver who has to race his way in, but behind him, Irving Allison. Both trucks crashed in qualifying. They are the SBR guys. They know how to get to the front. Eves has won twice in the NSDCA, both at Talladega. AJ Jones in the 4 back again. Serena Sankoon and Sam Picard round out this grid. It is 29 drivers for another 20 laps at the Daytona International Raceway. This season, the Crown Royal 300 is actually 50 laps now, with an exciting long race ahead. But we will go down trackside for the commands to fire the engines. Get ready for the second duel today here in the GoDaddy Duels at Daytona.
Drivers, start your engines!
The engines are fired, the crowd is pumped up, and it's 29 drivers looking for those 6 spots into the show. Ryan Butcher, as long as he can make it through this race, he starts second, but he has 2 teammates further back, Matthew Eves and Irving Allison. Allison locked into the show on a charter. Matthew Eves, not so much. Eves goes from a full-time entry last season to now part-time racing, but he is looking to make it. Jose Perez, a great run there. They move to Ford and hook up with Diego Yepes Incorporated, though the North Border Motorsports 27 did not make the show. Gatlin Downey locked in the rookie sensation for Gatlin Downey Inc. Jose Perez, not Gatlin Downey driving the truck. He starts 8th. And John Dilkson, that's 61. Basically what was Brandon Morris's number 6 entry last season. He starts this field from the 10th, the top open driver. 20 laps, 13 drivers fighting for 6 spots. It's going to be exciting here for the second GoDaddy duel. Ryan Butcher, Carson Bowers lead us down. Austin Murray, Riley Spurley 2 behind him. Green flag is in the air. We're racing in duel number 2. And Butcher with a monumentous restart or start to this race. Austin Murray now down on the inside all alone. Sam Picard, there's something wrong, I think, with Matthew Eves' is 30. His truck does not get going, and he will lose time. Him and Irving Allison both. Allison's in the show. Picard now slow, but Matthew Eves' 30 truck. The heartbreak for the super speedway guy and Shade Burkhart Racing. It looks like his day is done and his chance at the Crown Royal 300 up in smoke. Austin Murray now moves right in behind that 00. That is for the second position. Matty Porta now looks to the inside in third. Bowers and Spurley too were all alone on the outside. TSR and Angiato, longtime friends. Those guys might work together in the Crown Royal 300 to get to the front. Now you see, look at John Dilkson, that 61, started in 10th. He's already to the inside making some moves, but Ryan Butcher holds over Austin Murray and Matty Porta. Matthew Eves in that 30 is very slow, 144 miles per hour, and they will bring that 30 down pit road. Eves' day in the Crown Royal 300, it's over. He will not make the show, and that is heartbreak for a Shade Burkhart Racing team. Picard very slow as well for the racing group. They have sponsorship for this weekend. Does not look like they're going to show it. He will most likely be out of this one. AJ Jones fighting Sankoon, making a move. Logan Bradley's in a backup. He is your defending Crown Royal 300 champion. He is locked into the show based on his charter, as well as Dusty Neal in the 97. Everyone making moves now up front as Ryan Butcher continues to hold on. Porta now side by side with the 88 of Austin Murray. This 88 was not driven by Murray in the Crown Royal Clash earlier on this Speed Weeks, but Austin in this 88, they saw the speed from Aiden Burkhart, and they have high hopes for this weekend. He's up in third, has only Kukulon and Bowers on the outside helping him, but that should be enough. There is John Dilkson, that 61. He missed the show last season and had to move into the Outside Line Sim Racing 17 that made the show with Derek Bouchard. Now John, he is allowed to race his way in and hoping he will, with some pretty chaotic wheel coverings there. Looks like red, white, and blue on the Valvoline 61. But out in front, it's all Ryan Butcher. Porta DeLello fighting behind as Murray, Kukulon, Bowers, and Curtis using that outside line to their moves. Let's take a look real quick. It's John Dilks, the first open truck in line. Back in second, though, would be Matthew Brown for Smart Motorsports in that 72 team. Third right now, Mark Silas in the 81. Fourth is Kalen Nosler in that 76. Fifth is Christian Vargas in the 08, and sixth would be Mike Cook, but we're seeing that 23, the BK Racing 23, is Serena Sankoon trying to make her way in. This could be her last attempt at the Crown Royal 300. Further back, you got Irving Allison, Logan Bradley. They're pushing them. There you see Alex Fletcher. If that truck looks familiar, they bought this truck off of Jay Jefferson. It is an old Ram, back a Season 1 Ram, so 2-year-old chassis. on this and body on this truck. They're still trying to make it work, though. If they can make the show with Alex Fletcher, that'd be exciting. Austin Johnson, AJ Jones now starting to lose the draft. Sam Picard has lost the draft. Matthew Eves on pit road, his day done. Ryan Butcher, a very strong run now. He's out in front, but Spurleytube now. He tried to give Porta a shove. Not going to happen. Spurleytube down to the bottom, and there is John Dilks in that 61. A fantastic performance right now. Started 10th. He's up to 3rd in that 61 truck, trying to make the show for Toyota Racing Development. He has Jose Perez shoving him down the back. DJ Curtis in the 5 back there as well. Cody Goforth. Now Spurleytube is going to get that 28 right to the back of the 00. Actually, I just forgot. Riley Spurleytube does not have a charter, so he is in the show right now, but he has to race his way in. This 28 truck is so fast, he should be able to make it in with ease, but he's going to have to defend. So that actually puts Spurleytube as the top one. He was also the fastest open truck, qualifying in 8th. John Dilks, though, he is now in the show as they run. Further back, Matthew Brown moves himself up into the 3rd spot for open trucks. Kalen Nosler up to 4th for him, and that is the 81 of Mark Silas 5th. Christian Vargas 6th, so Sankoon, Cook, Fletcher back there trying to fight on. Austin Johnson and AJ Jones further back starting to kind of lose the draft. That might not be good for them. John Dilks clear into 2nd, but now Ryan Butcher just maintaining that race lead. A very strong truck in that 00 as Porta looks down to the bottom of him. Little slow off the corner, though. That's going to allow Porta and Dilks to gain right up on him, but he throws the block on Dilks, trying to get that Toyota power. Matty Porta down to the bottom. Here he comes with the run to the inside. Dilks shuffled out, and here comes the Italian Stallion of Matty Porta for Sauber Racing Team. Down to the bottom, looking for the race lead, and he's going to take it away from Butcher. Butcher now back to 5th as Sebastian Kukulon for Rockstar Energy Racing. He moves himself up into the 2nd spot. 3x3 up front as they're all racing hard. Now Jose Perez in the 35. Anjado has never really liked Jose, and it looks like they're just taking whoever they can as they push Carson Bowers up there. Here comes Matthew Brown on the bottom with Kalen Nosler, but as they head through the corner, 2 and 3 wide, they're racing aggressively here in the GoDaddy Duels. Dusty Neal right behind him. Now Brown trying to make a move. He's trying to get himself into the top 10. Ryan Butcher's going to most likely stall out about 7th. Carson Bowers up in 5th in that 25 for the Verizon Wireless Ram. There, he's up in the 5th spot. Jose Perez going to go up and give him the block as they head into the corner. Top 5 looks like top 6 with Cody Goforth. Now going to get single file. Matthew Brown puts himself as the 2nd highest open truck in the grid. He sits in 7th. Zachary DeLello moving up. Big move by Spurleytube, but no one's going down there to help him. No one's going to give him the shot. Now, Sebastian Kukulon down there. Spurleytube's going to get blocked by Kukulon, but Sebi to the inside, and he's going to go for the race lead in the GoDaddy Duel. 8 of 20 complete. Porta and Perez trying to work the outside line. Now you got Ryan Butcher bringing himself back up. Zachary DeLello in that Winn-Dixie 57. Do not count him out. He won the duel last season that he had last season when he drove. There's John Dilks on the outside trying to hang on. Kalen Nosler in the 76 is back there as well. Maxwell Fye moved up to the Butcher Gatorade Motorsports, drives that truck now. Mark Silas in the 81 down to the bottom. Now you got Vargas. There's the 23, the 7 and Nicky Morris at the back. Logan Bradley not looking like he'll be a factor for the Crown Royal 300, or they're just trying to save the truck this time around. Mike Cook, Alex Fletcher, Austin Johnson, AJ Jones at the back. There's Picard. Eves still on pit road. They're trying desperately. Just in case everyone crashes here, they might be able to get back out. But Riley Spurleytube, Carson Bowers, Texas Star Racing, and Anjado working together, and they're going to put that 28 up to the front. The crowd cheers as Riley Spurleytube leads at Daytona, the first time he's led since his injury, and the crowd is on their feet here in the GoDaddy Duels as he leads. Here, Matthew Eves is bringing it back out. He's hoping that if they crash, he might be able to pick up some spots if enough of them crash. Carson Bowers up into second. Now Jose Perez pushing. There's Ryan Butcher. Matthew Brown is trying to hang on and put this 72 into the show. Dusty Neal went up, fakes down low. He has Kalen Nosler behind him. Mark Silas as well. Butcher looks very low. Now you got Bowers trying to hang on. Jose Perez on the middle, all on his own. Tries to throw the block on Ryan Butcher. But Riley Spurleytube, we've not had an open truck win their duel to make the show, but we've had them race their way in to make the show. Spurleytube might be able to do that. Out in front, pulling away from Bowers, has enough of a gap over Bowers to run comfortably for a little bit, but they might swallow him up soon. 3 wide, though, for the 3rd spot. Butcher, Perez, and Porta. Matthew Brown trying to hang on that inside line. The inside is still powerful, even though the outside can get some bite off of the corners. Kalen Nosler in the 76. He moves himself as the 3rd open truck in the grid. Back in fourth now, Mark Silas and John Dilks. That's fourth and fifth in the grid. There is sixth, the final driver in the spot, Christian Vargas, but he has Serena Sankoon pushing hard on the inside. Here comes that 23, the BK Racing Toyota, moving her way up towards the front. Mike Cook back there as well. DeLello, Stapleton, Goforth, Nicky Morris, Austin Murray. Look at all these very strong trucks sitting at the back. Now Ryan Butcher moves himself to the inside of Bowers. Matthew Brown up to fourth. He has been working the draft well. He's up inside this top five, trying to get this truck into the show for Cody Smart and Smart Motorsports. Ryan Butcher going back for the race lead. Dives to the inside of Spurley Tube. Not going to happen. Bowers puts himself back in line into third as they come off the corner rushing. Spurley Tube out in front. Butcher in second. He does not need to win this duel to start second. He'll start second anyway, but a win in this duel could get them some momentum. Brown now, he has Kukulon's help, but Porta and Dusty Neal, look at Cloud Foster Racing Operations. Look at the 76, the Ford Performance Racing truck up here, as well as Mark Silas and Serena Sankoon now getting themselves up into this front battle. Christian Vargas up there. John Dilks has fallen out of the Crown Royal 300 at this point. Now you got Riley Spurley Tube dominating in that 28 out in front, pulling away to a very big lead. Butcher second, Bowers third. Brown sits in the fourth spot. He is the second driver in the field of the open trucks. Mark Silas, Kalen Nosler third and fourth. There is sixth right there. That's Serena Sankoon. Murray actually pushing Irving Allison up the track a little bit. So the battle, the 08 and 23, those are the last two in the show. John Dilks for Toyota Racing Development is up there. Look at this 21. He's working the draft. Not the 21, the 06. 21 I just got because it looks like the old 21. But he moves down to the inside of Mike Cook. Right now, Fletcher is the second driver out of the show. He might be able to work his way up and try to win this one. Up front, though, Ryan Butcher has now taken the lead back for Shade Burkhardt Racing. Bowers, Spurley Tube, second and third. Fourth is Matty Porta. Fifth, Matthew Brown. So Spurley Tube trying to work that draft, abandoning Angiato now, I guess, trying to make sure that he stays in the show. Now Porta going to jump to the inside. Bowers might shuffle out. There is the 72, Matthew Brown. Serena Sankoon started pretty much last in the grid. She blew an engine before she could even get out for a qualifying attempt. She is inside the top 6 right now for the show. Right now inside the top 10. So this would be a very strong qualifying effort for the 23 team as well. Definitely far inside the top half. But we still have 6 laps to go. Vargas now makes the move. And that shuffles the 81 out. John Dilks is going to put this truck into the show, whether they like it or not. He moves to the inside of Mark Silas. That is the cutoff right there. The 08 and 61 in. One car into the wall. Galen Nosler, and they all spin at the back. Mike Cook's in it, and there they go. Upside down, DeLello and Cook, they're all flipping down in turn number 2. AJ Jones comes flying in. But big crash here. Matthew Eves might have been right. I don't know how many trucks that's going to take out. We should have a race to the finish, though, with a couple laps now. Spurley Tube and Porter with a big move to the inside. They're going to move Butcher up and out of this groove. Matthew Brown, Serena Sankoon, they're up in this battle. But as they come off the corner, Riley Spurley Tube is going to lead the field back around to take the caution flag, and he will lead us back. Spurley Tube out in front, the open truck trying to race his way in. DeLello is going to have to go to a backup. Heavy damage for that 57 team. AJ Jones, his day done. Heavy front-end damage to the 4 team. Alex Fletcher survived. He might be able to make the show off of this. Now Austin Murray, Stapleton, Bradley are there. Cody Goforth, his day done. Mark Silas, this team was an open truck. They had to race their way in. They're done. DJ Curtis, heartbreak for him is done. Matthew Eves, he sits 7 laps down, so I don't think it's going to be enough. Eves will still be out of this one. Sam Picard was so far back, he still has a shot at this. Kalen Nosler, his day done. Mike Cook is done. Christian Vargas and Ace Draw Racing, another full-time team, but they are open. They're going to be done. Austin Johnson, heavy contact to the O2 truck, and we are pacing back around. It looks like chaos at the back. Many trucks smashed up, and that is heartbreak there. What happened there? Dilks is in it. Fletcher's in it. Mark Silas is in it, and something happened coming back to get the line, and now Jake Galloway, John Dilks, Alex Fletcher, they're damaged. Nicky Morris, Austin Murray's damaged. We'll take a look at that and more, but a big crash here taking out many open trucks in duel number 2. First incident, though, was they were coming back to stack it up, and they just run straight into the back. Irving Allison looks like he really slowed it down, and they just stacked up there. Stapleton, Bradley, they just piled in. Bradley and Stapleton didn't get that much damage, so that's good. But really, the big hitters, Jake Galloway, Alex Fletcher, just did not see where they were going. And heartbreak, the 06 team could have made the show, but does not look like they will now. The real incident here was Kalen Nosler blows up in the middle of the pack. Irving Allison, I think, gets a piece of him, and it just is chaos from there. Curtis, Cook, Johnson, they all pile in trying to get to the outside. Heavy crash and a couple trucks up and over. Mike Cook slides on his roof. AJ Jones comes flying in that 4 truck. Another angle of this 76 turned up and hits the 08. They just go across and right in front of the entire open truck grid. We only have, I believe, 4 open trucks left in the race, so someone's going to be able to get a backup out, but bunch of crashes. On board with AJ Jones. He was driving in this 4 truck, and he's very far behind, but AJ, you know, he's going to floor it through any crash he can, try to get through it, and he thought he was through it until Cody Goforth slid back up, and it was much too late. AJ done for this day, as well as Kalen Nosler. Mike Cook, though, we'll take a look at him as he was trying to get through it in the Racing for Jesus 89, just has nowhere to go, piles in, hits the 76, then DeLello and Johnson flip him up, and this 89, it's going to be a very long ride on his roof, all the way down, scraping on down, upside down. The 89 then goes, hits the grass, and does a quick rollover, ending on its lid. But we are under caution for the first time today in the duels. We will be back for a 1-lap dash to decide who will be in the Crown Royal 300. Back live at the GoDaddy Duels, and most of the grid gone from this one. We're coming around to 2 laps to go in the race. If the lights on the pace truck go out this time by, the race is over. If not, we will have a 1-lap dash. Riley Spurley-Tube, the open truck, he's up in front. Butcher, Porta, and Matthew Brown sits 4th. DJ Gibson sits 5th. Carson Bauer 6th. In 7th is Serena Sankoon. She would be in the show right now. Jose Perez, Kukulon, and Neal, your top 10. Irving Allison, Nathan Stapleton, Logan Bradley, Sam Picard. He was screwed over by Eves' issue at the beginning. He is in the show in that 03 as they run, and that, I believe, would be... That is 4 trucks right now as they pace around. Many trucks have taken it behind the wall. The 02 of Austin Johnson is going to be done. Cook, Nosler, Vargas, DeLello, Jones as well as out. Goforth is out. There is Alex Fletcher. He's going to be behind Mark Silas. John Dilks as well. Now, what we are looking at is some of these guys will end up being able to race into the show, but they are out of it, so they're going to have to go to a backup if they make it in. Riley Spurley-Tube's out in front. We will get 1 lap green, but as they run, Spurley-Tube, as long as these guys finish the race, which they should, and even if they don't, I think everyone else is out, Spurley-Tube is in, as well as Matthew Brown. He sits 4th. Serena Sankoon in 7th. Sitting back in the 14th position is the 03. That is Sam Picard, so that is the 4th driver in. John Dilks will be in the 61. He comes out. He will be the 5th one in. And Mark Silas will barely get in. He will finish 19th out of this one, but Mark Silas will be the last one in. And Alex Fletcher and Harmon Benning-Peterson just miss the show. Goforth, AJ Jones down there. So Jones will be out as well as Vargas, as well as Johnson, Nosler, Cook, and Matthew Eves. But 1 lap remaining. Riley Spurley-Tube in this 28 is the driver looking to win it all. 1 lap dash. Ryan Butcher sits 2nd. Matty Porta 3rd. 4th is Matthew Brown. 5th Gibson. Then Bowers, Sankoon, Perez, Kukulon, Neal, and Allison. Stapleton, Bradley, and the 03. That is Sam Picard. 14 drivers in this one. Matthew Eves is basically out. There's no way he's going to be able to pass those guys in 2 laps to get... they are only, I believe, about 4 laps down right now. 1 more lap, not going to happen. We'll have 1 lap to decide who will win the second duel, who will start 4th in the race. Riley Spurley-Tube trying to win and make the show. Green flag is in the air, the green and white wave, and we're racing once again at Daytona. Butcher tries to get the jump on the restart, but he might lose that spot to Matty Porta as they go into the corner. Matthew Brown stacking up the grid. Matty Porta's not going to be able to get down to the bottom. Now Butcher dives low, and that'll be for the race lead. Ryan Butcher trying to win his duel. Brown further back in that 72. It does not look like he has the speed to keep it up. The rest of these guys just trying to get where they can. Stapleton's going to drop to the back, but Porta now in that 20. He has no room, basically. No one with him. It looks like this is Ryan Butcher's race. Spurley Tube and Porta side by side for second as Ryan Butcher pulls away. 15 truck field left, but it doesn't matter. Ryan Butcher through 3 and 4. Spurley Tube's fighting Porta back there. It's not going to happen. Coming off of 3 and 4, Brown gets up to the 70, to the 20s bumper. Not going to be enough. Ryan Butcher starts second in the race and will win his duel. A chaotic race, and Ryan Butcher wins it. Matthew Eves in the 30, he had that issue at the beginning, was hoping and praying for a caution a little later. A caution came, but it was too late. He's out of the Crown Royal 300, but figured why not get some laps in. Ryan Butcher goes on to win this one, a fantastic performance. Matty Porta comes home second. Matthew Brown fourth, a great performance. They will start inside the top 10 for the Crown Royal 300. Riley Spurley Tube, a great run there. He comes home in third. Many other drivers there. Serena Sankoon has made the show. That's a great performance for her. As well as Sam Picard. The issues at the beginning get the TRG 03 in. A great performance there. That is 4 of the drivers in. Following them is the 61. That's John Dilks and Mark Silas in the 81, the final one. Alex Fletcher just did not see where he was going when they were lining back up. He is out for Harmon Benning Peterson. So close for that 06 team. Ryan Butcher ends up winning the show. Winning the duel number 2. We'll see you guys next time. It will be for the Crown Royal 300, but don't forget the Valvoline 200 still yet to come. We thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time on the NSDCA.